Hey there, it's Tom Corson-Knowles, #1 best-selling author of the Kindle Publishing Bible series. And right now in this video, this is going to be the first video I've ever done of the Quora question of the week. Now, I am a big proponent of Quora. It's this new social media site, and I've been following several topics including publishing, self-publishing, digital publishing on Quora and answering questions from authors like you about publishing. How do you do publishing? How do you market your book? How do you format your book? Questions like this that I'm answering on Quora. And I want to highlight one here that's just a really great question and a lot of awesome information that I shared on Quora, and I want to explain it even more on video so that you can learn how to become a published author and a best-selling author. So here's the question. The person asked, who are the best publishers for new writers? And he mentioned that he's in the genre of Christian and nonfiction work. And it doesn't matter what genre you're in, because my answer is going to help all of you, whether you're a fiction writer or nonfiction writer, it doesn't matter. So basically what I said is, look, there's no such thing as a best publisher in general. Every author should be really clear about what you want in the first place so you can find out whether certain publishers will be a good fit for you or not. And you cannot possibly know whether a publisher will be a good fit for you unless you know very clearly what your goals and objectives are. So some of the questions I asked him are, what are your goals when it comes to publishing this book? Do you want to maximize your royalties, or are you looking more for exposure? Do you want lots of media exposure and publicity for other reasons, like do you have products or services that you want to sell in the back end? Is it just something that you want to do to get a cause or a message out there? Are there other reasons that you want to be on the news or the media, to be on the interviews all the time on the radio, to get your message out there beyond just making money from the book? Do you want to publish one book, just one book, or do you want to do several books? Are there going to be several books in one series, or one category or genre, or are they going to be just different books from all different kinds of genres and series? Do you have to have a paperback book, or does it really not matter to you? Would it be okay? Would it be okay just to have an ebook that will produce more income with less expense? Or do you want both the ebook and the paperback? Do you have a platform already? Do you have loyal followers or massive marketing resources? Because if you don't have for a nonfiction author, if you don't have a platform or loyal followers or like a big blog or big social media sites or some kind of big marketing resources, there's very little chance that you're ever going to get published by a big six publisher for a nonfiction author. Now, for fiction writers, it's possible for a fiction writer who's unknown to get published by a big publisher these days. But it's very rare. You have to have a great agent, first of all, so it wouldn't be about finding the publisher, but having the great agent to get into those places. Now, really, without any clear goals that are written down and communicated, with the publisher, you have no idea if it's going to be the right deal for you or not. And so you might just find a publisher, and the first publisher says, hey, I want to sign with you. We'd love to have you as a client. And you just sign the contract, and you don't even think about, is this the right people? Is this the right company for me to work with? And then, a couple months, couple years down the road, you find yourself really regretting it because it's not meeting what your goals are. So you really, really have to be really clear. I get questions like this all the time. Who is the best publisher? What's the best marketing resources? General questions that, someone who has a lot of knowledge and maybe has the exact information that you want to learn can't really answer that question clearly because you're not asking that question clearly enough. You're not really providing enough information to the expert to get you the information that you want. So, if you're looking for a publisher right now, that's what I highly recommend you do first and foremost. Before you contact agents or publishers or anything like that, write down what your goals are. Write down what your plans are. To get any agent or publisher to be successful in the publishing industry, you really have to have a clear goal, a clear plan for yourself and for your career, because your publisher, your agent, they will not create a career plan for you. They won't create a marketing plan for you. Sure, publishers will do a little bit of marketing here and there. Certain boutique publishers, like my company does a lot of marketing for my clients, my publishing company, TCK Publishing. But even then, if you just come to me with no idea what you're doing other than a book to write, yeah, I can market your book, but there's so much marketing that only the author can do. And if you don't have any kind of plan, then it makes me not want to take you on as a client. And same with other publishers, they will, throw you out the door right away if you don't have some kind of marketing plan. So you really have to write down, spend some time thinking about, okay, what do I want to do? How many books am I going to write? What genres are they going to be in? What are they going to be about? Why are people going to buy these books? Do some market research. How big is the market? Do all the preparation work that you would do. Like think of it like school. Think of it like, a senior thesis or something. Do some really serious research before you go talking to people to publish your book, because if you don't, your chances of finding the right person or the right publishing company to work with are very, very small. So that's my advice for you. No matter what genre you write, fiction, nonfiction, doesn't matter. Do some research ahead of time. Find out who are the right people to talk to. But before you talk to anyone, write down your goals. Write down what you want. Write down so that you're really clear, so that when you do talk to someone, you sound sophisticated. You sound like someone with a plan, someone who's passionate about what you're doing, and you know how to answer the basic questions that they're going to ask you every single time, like what's your book about, and how many books do you plan to write, and what's your platform like? Do you have what's your marketing plan? All these basic questions that people are going to ask you, have them figured out ahead of time so you sound intelligent and smart going into the conversation, and they're more likely to want to work with you. Okay, hope that helps. That was the first Quora question of the week. If you want more information, check it out on Quora.com. And if you like this answer, feel free to vote up the answer. I'll have it in the link below. All right, have an incredible day. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.